Make sure you put the microphone next to your mouth.
Grab that other one. Is it cold still?
We're live back. We're back. All right. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, watching at home. We were experiencing technical difficulties. We actually had a whole solar flare hit the distillery over here. Shit was crazy. Everything went dark. We lost all our internet.
We're cool.
I think brought me back to odd. I think Chad might have pulled the wire.
Maybe Chad came back and pulled the wire.
Stop talking about Chad.
Y'all were talking about Chad.
We had
earlier.
3 million viewers at the
guys.
time. Y'all come back and like and share. We'll continue talking shit about duck camps and things like that. All right. So one thing I wanted to ask, now that we're back live with internet, Jay, thanks for letting us know where we left off. Appreciate it. Jay's back at home watching live, and the production team was signaling us that we were just talking to ourselves at this point. But I would like to ask, moving out of season 1 into season 2, y'all came back to the duck camp. What did y'all learn as a group coming out of season 1 into 2?
I gotta say, these guys need to talk on this because season 1, you got a camera in your face, you shooting ducks, you're doing these things. Like, there's a lot of learning to do. I've been on camera many times, right? But these guys, season 1 is first time. Season 2, these dudes crushed it. It was incredible.
I think the first thing you had to learn was your mic is hot.
Right.
The second thing we had to learn was if you didn't want something to portray, don't do it. Yeah. I.e., smoking cigarettes or different things, like maybe kind of step to the side or something. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think another good learning piece was just in the sense of, like, obviously you got to wake up like 10 minutes earlier than you normally would to go hunting because you got to get mic'd up. But 2 is that best thing is not to get nervous on camera because they can always reshoot it. If it doesn't hit right, it doesn't capture the essence of what you're trying to do, you can always refilm it and capture the moment you're trying to get. And that was a big learning curve just because I was involved in cooking a little more this year, and having a mic in front of you while you cook is a little nerve-wracking, but you kind of get comfortable with it, and I feel like that was a big part of it as far as learning, just getting used to having the cameras around.
Man, what you talking about? They didn't reshoot nothing for me.
Oh, they sure cut a lot of stuff out, though, Juice.
They should have.
One take hitter, huh? One take hitter.
We need the full footage of you.
They call you one take, huh?
Yeah.
Well, look at all these down the bayou superstars we got now, huh?
Yeah.
They call them Super Bowl 3-9. That's it.
Well, that's very good. I mean, it can't be hard. It can't be hard with a camera always in your face. I mean, I have a podcast with 2 viewers, and I get nervous all the time. So, I mean, I can relate.
You know when you're talking.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
When you wear this mic from 4 a.m. and then they change the batteries at about noon, at lunchtime, and you're like, man.
Forgot about that.
9:30 to 11 is gonna be real sketchy.
Well, I think another thing.
You gotta hit him up like, hey, cuz, why don't you cut that out, bro?
Well, I think
Give a
that was
couple
another
winks.
thing that shocked a lot of us is that, like, season 1, we were all thinking, like, Jean Paul shooting his show, we're just going to be like extras, like wiping down the counter and giving him a spoon when he needs one. And next thing you know, we see the first episode and we're like, oh, we are in this. This is not
we get
good.
mics on us. We're like, what the hell's going on?
When they follow you all around the cab, you're like, wait a minute, what's going on?
Yeah, well, that was the key to making season 1 pop. Was like not really tell anybody anything.
That's what we love
It was
about
just
it.
like I was like, Daniel, just keep filming from like 5 a.m. to 11. Don't let these fuckers see you.
I heard you did that. I heard you still doing that. You did that tonight. You didn't tell anybody we were going live until he saw the Facebook page.
Yeah,
About that.
We were on our way, and I was like, hey, Junior, this is live? And he was like, oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, great.
Yeah. I didn't force anybody to come on this podcast. I told them I was doing a podcast at 6:30 at Bayou Terrebonne Distillery, and they just happened to show up. I mean,
Hey, brother, they
We
love the
made it
camera,
happen for
man.
'em.
They learned to love it.
Yeah. They heard distillery. That's why they showed up.
We show.
It was
Yeah,
it
we're
was
going to the
on
whiskey to
Hey,
distillery.
bro, if
On the
you're
bio.
going to a barbershop, you go get a haircut. You know what I'm saying? Might as well drink a little bit.
That's it. What about so this year, season 2, working with Meateater? How was that? Talk about getting that and going from season 1 to season 2 with Meateater.
Yeah, I mean, when we made season 1, there was never a thought in our mind that it would get to where it was today. And I think it was through the response of everybody that watched it on the Mossy Oak YouTube channel that got Meateater's attention. And it was the first show that they ever purchased that they didn't create themselves, that they weren't produced by themselves. So I that's something, that's saying something. And I think what that's saying is that they saw the response from people that had watched the show and really found themselves in the show. As for season 2, man, they were great. When we asked in our first creative call, we said, hey, like, how much do y'all want to be involved in the creative process? And they said, y'all did such a good job on season 1, y'all go do y'all thing. And that's what we did. And so they've been great partners in that sense. And of course, like, there isn't a platform on YouTube that exists right now that is able to really capture the story of duck camp dinners like Meateater is, because they're so focused on the storytelling, the conservation, authentic people, how to cook, the whole process. We felt that was a really great fit. Obviously, they did too. And, man, it's been great. They've been incredible advocates for our duck camp dinners.
Fantastic. That's really good. So any chance, so I see on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, these duck hunters that go in these hotel blinds. Any hotel blinds this season? Y'all like that? What do you feel about that? You rather the old school shooting out a pirogue or what?
That would be a lot for Junior to do.
Share a pirogue with this guy and 24 decoys, and that ain't easy.
That is not comfortable.
We shot the shit out of birds.
Hey, that's skill now. I've seen a lot of big men operating a round bottom pirogue and not flip that thing, boy.
He's very well. He got really good feet on a boat.
Hey, look, that's what it's all about.
I don't know about all that, but
Speed and agility.
And so I'm like, yeah, winner.
That's a win right there.
Staying dry is
I'll say this about those about those house blinds or whatever. I don't believe that any of us should be telling anybody like how to eat food, how to enjoy this, it's too personal to being like, oh, you cook a well done steak, you're a piece of trash. Like, that's not, you like a well done steak?
Get yourself.
Bro, here's how to make the best well done steak that I know how to make. Boom, enjoy that shit. Now, when it comes to duck hunting, it's kind of the same thing. It's like, are you out there hunting, having a good time, like being a good conservationist, using that bird, plucking that bird, doing whatever you can to honor that, whatever your pursuit is. After that, bro, I got no qualms. You can go ahead and rent, you can rent that thing out on Airbnb if you want. As long as you respect it and respect the sport, then you all go with me.
for sure.
And that's kind of like, how we grew up hunting. We were in smaller blinds, 2-3 people max, and then hunting kind of changed. We started hunting in Chauvin with our buddy Ty and them, and they got 5-person blinds, and they're freaking awesome.
Taj Mahal over
you
there.
out the water, you sitting up, like it was
A little
prime.
kitchen in the back.
Oh,
Gray
man.
ducks
We
go
were
lower.
smacking,
Stretch.
gray ducks in the face,
30, 34.
But when we were younger,
Five
we
man
hunted in very small ponds, very small spots. So you couldn't have this Taj Mahal style blind or even more than 3 people.
A lot of times you would hunt on
it's your
public land,
habitat,
too.
Right? Like you kind of got to hunt how you can.
But you go build that
it's
right
not
now.
a field where you can lay 12 guys down and hide. We don't have that.
You go build that now with the way the marsh is, that blind's gone. That pond is gone.
Yeah,
so you just
for
spent
sure.
a whole
One thing
year
we
building
do is-
something really nice, and it's gone. So you got to adapt. You got to move around.
One thing we were able to do in season 2, which kind of Junior alluded to, was hunting in Venice and hunting this federal and state public land where there's no mud boats, there's no permanent blinds, you can only hunt till noon, you can only hunt on certain days, you can't evening hunt. And for me, that was I'd never done that before. I had never gone on an outboard on public land, launched a pirogue, loaded up things, pulled in. And to me, I thought that was just a really good connection with the old ways that used to happen. Whether it was Venice or whether it was Lower Terrebonne Parish or whatever, that's the way that our grandpas used to hunt. And I had never done that before, but it was really great to have somebody that was experienced like that, like Blake.
You couldn't pick a better guy than Blake.
Like, be a part of that, and because he had done that all his life, where we hadn't. And that's the other part of Duck Camp Dinners, too, is like, it's not just our experiences. It's other people's kind of showing us how they grew up hunting. And that's, in the future, that's how, like, I'm not an expert. Like, I'm not an expert duck hunter. I'm not an expert biologist, waterfowler, or so on. I can cook my butt off. I consider my expert at that. But I'm not an expert waterfowler. And I'm not an expert at hunting Venice. And like, I don't think I need to be. I think there are people that are good at doing that, and we should lean on them to show us how they've been doing it.
Well, I also think that makes you a good hunter and a good, person. I mean, you don't want to be, you don't want to have to learn everything. Take advice from somebody. Hey, you might be better at this. You might be better at this. You hunt here. This is your land. Let's go. Or you cook this better than he does, or he cooks that better than you do.
That's what was
Whatever it is.
That's what was so great about season 2 is getting to meet other people
That do what
that
you do.
exactly what we do, but in a different style. And like doing the Venice trip, that was exceptional because it was a completely different. Like, you get in the Mississippi River, and they got 180-foot tankers driving by in a mud boat, and you just like, that thing hits us.
And
We
we
is
only
different.
and we're only an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
I've never
And it's-
personally been to Venice.
And
Really?
it was just such a great experience to see
Interesting.
how people, what they do, same thing we love to do, the way they do in their culture. And it's just, and the people, they're all exceptional people. We met so many great people shooting season 2, and
Southwest
I
as
consider
well.
friends forever. Like, we keep in touch
Absolutely.
all the time, and that's what really makes season 2 special is meeting new people and creating friendships and building a network in the waterfowl community, and that's what it's all about, to keep that going,
That's what hunting's all about,
Well,
right?
and-
Creating those bonds.
And
Yeah.
to further that point, like, we got connections now that people we haven't even hunted with yet. They went hunting with the guys of us. I didn't get to go, but they actually got to hunt with those guys and experience. But like, we've got friends now in other states, Silverman, some other guys that like just love the show, and they started, texting us on the side or like, hitting us up, and now we've got friendships with these guys, and we just met some of them the other day, and it's awesome.
Opens up avenues that you wouldn't have had
Absolutely.
before.
Trading hunts, like we'll do a hunt with them, they come do a hunt with us, and
Yeah.
you get to experience new things.
I talk about this on a podcast before, and it kind of relates to how you share, your experience and so on. When I grew up, like my dad, we didn't have an inshore fishing boat. We didn't have a place to go deer hunting. My dad duck hunted, and he duck hunted a lot. We always had a lot of ducks in the freezer. But what we did is we traded. We had a neighbor who went red fishing a lot. We had a neighbor who liked to deer hunt or maybe squirrel hunt. We would trade ducks for deer, fish, boar, so on. And so when I grew up, even though we hunted a lot of ducks, we had a lot of ducks, we didn't have just ducks in the freezer, even though we didn't go out and shoot them. So it became this community of like this bartering system of sharing. In the same way, we've met people throughout season 1 and 2 from all over the country that says, dude, if you got 3 days to come up to Missouri, Kansas, Washington State, Arkansas, Florida, you name it. We've seen it from every state. It says, y'all come hunt. I want you and two other your Duck Camp Dinners crew to come experience this. And like, you start hearing that enough, you better start listening. For all those folks out there who are wondering like, am I good at this? Am I good at that? Should I do this? Should I do that? If you're an artist, if you're an illustrator, whatever, a painter, let's say, if people keep telling you like, man, you got a pretty good knack at this. You're pretty good at it. I like your art. So you keep hearing that. You better start listening. You better start listening, and you better start acting on it because, that's the world telling you like, hey, you got to get out of your head. Go ahead and do it. And just like Duck Camp Dinners, over and over again, people are telling us like, we got a story to tell. Can y'all come tell it with us? And I'm like, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What
Help
would
them
be
tell their story.
What would be your dream hunt? Like somewhere that you want to go, you talk about people reaching out. What about, where would y'all want to go?
That's probably individual, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
all
that's
have
an
our own,
individual
like,
thing.
Yeah, no, individually, what you think?
Greenheads and bacon.
It don't matter,
I haven't
greenheads.
been to Canada yet. I've always wanted to go to Canada. That's just something I've watching shows back in the day and different stuff. Like I've
sure.
done Arkansas. I've been in the timber. Like it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. Like it's got its place. But I haven't been to Canada yet, so that would be. I'd want to get up to Canada.
I've done the Canada thing, and it was all exactly what you could imagine it to be. So I'd actually go back there. But my first stop would be in Bayou Black
Why you black?
with this crew.
I love it. I love it.
Ooh,
Great answer.
that answer.
Great answer.
That's not a dream, man.
Difference is I can't bring this whole crew to Canada.
Every weekend. We're gonna do that every
It's a
weekend.
dream. It's not a dream. You already did it.
My dream is dry field widgeons somewhere in Oklahoma, Missouri. I want to shoot widgeons in a non-flooded, hard ground milo field or cornfield, or those little.
He been working on that call. He just wants to use it.
Love a widgeon, baby. And I love to shoot them over
we do
dry
that again?
fields. That's what.
What was that? Here they come.
Junior, what you got?
I don't know, man. I don't really have a preference, to be honest.
Just
with
like
you.
to be there.
I
Huh?
just like to
Okay.
be around. I like
Let's
to
go
be
where
there.
I'm told.
Don't-
Jesse?
Oh, here
I
we
would
go.
say a South like Mexico or Argentina.
Yeah, I really want to do it.
one of those big old
You always hear about the dove hunts in
big old
Argentina.
smash
They're
down
awesome,
there.
right?
Ducks are there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shoot.
I've done the Argentina, did the dove with my old man, and it was a fucking dream. If I could do it again, it would be an honest dream.
Yeah, that would be you do
Yeah.
it again.
Every day.
We actually have a question from the audience, right? So from the live stream, people commenting, commenting on the
If it
YouTube.
starts with J, and
If
then
y'all
Shakes
have a
down,
comment,
go ahead and
for,
skip
y'all
that.
have a question for these guys commenting, and our production team is gonna relay it. What you got, Daniel? What's the question? From where? Mary Ditch said, "What is your favorite game to hunt?"
I mean, no doubt mine's waterfowl, but if you can, if I could kind of broaden it out even more, it's wing shooting. I love dove hunting, quail hunting, pheasant, waterfowl especially, and even turkeys in the spring. I got to say wing shooting's my thing.
I'm with you 100%. If it's not duck hunting, pheasant, shooting some pheasant,
Yeah.
that's where it's at. That's
If
all.
it
Teal.
flies,
You got teal.
Yeah, I mean, mine's all
Birds.
You know, just
Yeah, I'm
it
too
flies,
ADD
it
for
dies.
deer and stuff like that. I need action, baby.
Putting something in a scope, it just doesn't hit
Yeah.
like having to actually like place a shot. You
For
know?
sure.
Y'all ain't never ran dogs in the Gibson Swamp then, because there's a lot of on the fly shooting with that, buddy.
Your business partner told me all about it earlier.
yeah,
Junior's
we're gonna talk a
excited
little bit
about
later.
it.
We need more details.
This is
why we
do this, you know?
Let's go run some
See, we
dogs.
about to go
Oh,
dog
deer
hunting.
We're about to go dog hunting for some deer.
No, I've
in
never
Gibson
done that.
Swamp.
Let's talk about it.
lost art though, man. Hunting with dogs,
right.
beagles and rabbits. You know,
right.
flushing deer with dogs. I can remember growing up and all the sugarcane farmers. We would hunt rabbit with beagles, and some of my favorite memories of hunting in my life were rabbit hunting with beagles with them. And the first time I ever went deer hunting, I didn't pop a shot off, didn't shoot a deer, but it was with dogs. And in a lot of the communities, you hear this in the bear hunting community of
Yeah,
hunting with
bears,
dogs.
that's what they're doing.
That's starting to be regulated a lot more fiercely in places like California and in the Pacific
Shocker.
Northwest.
Mountain lions.
And that idea of hunting with dogs is a very, like, in a lot of outdoor worlds, is like a primitive way of hunting. And it's a
More
lost
recent-
art. And
More recent than you think, though.
no, I agree. In fact, you know, like 3 years ago, Garden and Gun approached me about putting a recipe in their magazine, and it was rabbit sauce pecan that I contributed. And the reason why I contributed that is because they were doing a article on dog hunting and using beagles for rabbits and flushing rabbits and shooting rabbits like that and whatever. And so that's why I contributed. But there is definitely an interest out there for those folks that want to do that.
Dog hunt.
Yeah, because look, deer hunting is mostly boring if you're still hunting, right?
Yeah.
But you know, the first deer I ever hunted was with dogs. I've killed some nice deer with dogs, and it's the same sort of camaraderie that you experience with duck hunting. And you're very right; it's a dying art. I mean, our family is probably one of the last ones around here that still does that. And you know, whether it be deer, whether it be duck, whether it be rabbit, whatever, it just goes to show you that hunting can be a social sport, right?
Clay Newcomb, I'm looking at you right now. If you're watching this show, I'm going to tag you in it. You need to listen to this part because I know that man likes to hunt with dogs, mostly for bear and other critters. But I'm telling you, down here in South Louisiana, you can find some really
nice
good
deer.
people still doing it the old way with rabbits and deer. And I think that might be a cool show right there.
Bear Grease.
Yeah,
Come on, Bear Grease.
that'd be a cool show. I tell you what, I spent some time. Hey, there's a swamp camp available. I heard. I spent some time in Alaska, and those guys do moose hunting, right? So September they'll go in the mountains. They'll pick a week. Their season's 1 month, right? So they go pick a week and they go camp for a whole week. A tent, whatever, shoot a moose, bring it out. That to me would be cool. I mean, I like duck hunting, waterfowl
That
too.
is on the
I
bucket
mean,
list
that's
as well.
that's a bucket
That's
list.
Because of my relationship with Meateater and them based out of Bozeman, I'm telling you, like in Louisiana, we call ourselves a sportsman's paradise, and we're this sportsmen, redfish, ducks. That's all good, but them dudes out there, that's some outdoorsy son of a gun.
Look,
Go and walk up these mountains for elk for 7 days.
I tell you that.
And
I
carry
want to
that
see
beast
them.
out
I
there.
want to see them walk through the swamp
Yeah.
and nose decent water for a little
Let
bit
me
too.
tell
Tell you
Walk out the
something.
swamp.
I want to see
Steve
that.
Steve Rinella, I hunted with him in Venice in some of the hardest duck hunt I've ever been a part of. Venice, Louisiana. Not when we filmed. We had it pretty good. The water was right, the place was right, and so on. I hunted with him in Venice, and it was nasty, dirty. I was like, I was on the verge, you know what I mean?
And what?
I was
Tap
saying
out.
prayers. I
He was
said,
enjoying himself.
but that dude walked through the marsh like a nutria rat, like he ain't never even lost a step. And I'm like, I mean, he a $150, you know. I'm
It's a lot easier for
Yeah,
him.
a lot less gravity weighing down.
Well, look,
But
there's an open invitation to Steve Rinella to come hunt some deer with some dogs in the swamp in Gibson, and we're going to see what he's made of.
Ooh, that sounds like a challenge.
tag
That's a
that.
challenge.
Let's edit that video right in that little 15 seconds.
That
right
sound
there.
like a
I'm
little
gonna send
challenge.
that to him.
We have any more questions from the
Hashtag that.
audience? Ooh, that goes into a different question I had, but favorite game to cook?
I'm gonna go right here and say speckle belly goose. I just
Ooh.
love them little laughing bar bellies, boy.
I'd say probably deer because there's so many things you can do with it.
Right.
Roast, chili, hamburgers, whatever you want. Sausage, yeah.
I heard
Yeah.
boudin. You can
Definitely.
make deer
Boudin,
boudin
yeah,
now.
we actually had some.
Definitely.
I never had that, but it sounds
Some deer
amazing.
boudin, it's
Fire.
For
unbelievable.
those that were lucky enough to get some at the Delta Waterfowl
Yeah.
Expo a few weeks back,
What you like to cook?
Definitely plucked ducks for me because
Plucked
you can
ducks.
cook them a long time. You can put a
all about
lot
the
of
experience.
onions in
So
there,
Jesse,
and you can drink some beer.
I gotta ask this question because I hunted with some boys from Cut Off and LaRose and Gold Medal, and they called it a duck roti. Roti, actually.
Roti and some ducks.
Roti, some ducks.
Yeah.
You know this?
No.
I mean, it's basically brown ducks,
Yeah,
add
it's-
a little roux, add some onions, cook it down.
That's a down the bayou thing.
I said down the bayou thing.
Man.
See,
Routine and some
I
ducks.
guess I'm from up the bayou.
Oh, you way up.
You were up the
high country.
you were
over
up to
there.
buy your red bird. You were up to buy your red bird.
Talking
cuz.
about
Oh,
roti ducks. I said, I don't know. I just thought because you were from there.
No, never heard that.
Speaking
Interesting.
of up the bar
I'm
red
gonna
birds,
ask about it.
we got to talk about a really important thing about being at the duck camp that we
Okay.
haven't touched on yet.
Oh yeah, I know where
Talking
you're going with this.
Talking about Pedro.
Huh?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, all right. Now we got some
It's
Lafourche
cutthroat.
boys. We got some Lafourche boys. Got some Terrebonne boys around here.
He already started.
What is it? Is it cutthroat
Put the
or follow
mic-
suit,
It's
boys?
Put the
cutthroat
mic in
every
your
day of
face.
the week.
The camp is in Gibson, which is in Terrebonne Parish. It is cutthroat at the camp. That's right.
It's always
following
us
no
against.
suit.
It's always us against them, right?
Yeah, us and them.
Yeah.
What y'all play to? 52 or 62?
62.
Oh, man. If
Whatever,
Chad
man.
was here, it would be 52.
Did the judge leave? He
Judge
put
is gone.
he put him up to
52.
that.
It's definitely 52. I don't know where 62 just came from.
On
Thank
the
you.
Pedro
He
app,
makes up
we
his own
played a
rules.
62.
All right.
At the camp, we played a 52.
That
Who's
app got
partner?
him fooled.
Who's the partners? Who's the partners in this group?
We mix it up every time. It don't matter.
It's typically me and Jay. And by the way, for the record, For the record,
They
yes, the
definitely
camp is in Gibson, Terrible, and Patterson. We play cutthroat, but there's no changing my mind that thank you, that follow the suit is the
Wrong way to play it.
version.
Wrong way. Yeah, we get it. Not everybody can be right
It's
all
the
the time.
version that shows the best kind of. You got it in you. Oh, you got it in you. Just throw any card they're in.
The age-old discussion.
Yep.
We talk about
Yeah,
this. This is a
time.
question on every episode.
We talk about this at the camp every
Yeah,
time we
every
play.
time.
Every time.
We play cutthroat.
It's only those
follow
up to
suit.
Bayou Redbirds that give us a problem.
Hey, we can all agree on one thing is
still play
you got to bid to win.
The bid
Gotta
win.
bid to win. Now who's bidding around here?
Me and him.
Heavy bidders.
Yeah.
I'm talking about heavy
I
bidding.
think they got
I'm talking about
everybody.
tens.
Well, we all
It
bid.
depends on
how many
it depends on where you
Yeah,
at.
that's
too,
right.
If we down, we always
I can
bid.
assure you, if you sitting the one before the dealer, you probably gonna
As
be pretty
Norby
high.
Shopper would say, if you can go 9, you can go 13.
I will say, Jay,
I don't know about all
Jay's
that.
Well, I definitely don't. I don't agree with that one.
Jay's the kind of guy that if you go 8, he's going 9 on principle.
I believe that.
He can have
And we gonna
3
set
but
him.
He's going 9
Yeah,
on
just
principle.
to
And
go
he'll
over
make
it.
it 80% of the time.
I
Jay
believe
does-
that.
Jay does have that knack to win, like when he goes to all these shows to like win the boat on the raffle, win the shotgun on
No
the
one else
raffle,
thinks
win the
about it.
painting on the raffle, like on Facebook, doing this and that, winning this gun on the raffle. I'm like, dude, Jay Shack's-Not did. Hell yeah. Yeah, 22 Ruger.
And he was upset. I could tell. He
Hello.
told y'all he was happy for you, but he wasn't.
Because the boat
It
wasn't
wasn't
good
fun.
enough.
He wanted it.
Are y'all passing on the great game of Pedro to all these people that y'all meeting in season 2? I hope so. Yes, no, what's up?
Well, of course, if they there, they partake in everything that we
Have
do.
you taught
I mean,
anybody this with
season
people?
1, obviously, y'all
Yeah.
seen us touch on it. Season 2, we don't, even though we play it. The thing is like, season 2, there's 8 episodes. All of them are 25 minutes at least long. And, dude, we're like
a lot
going
of
through the
content.
edit saying, like, what can we cut? There's just too much. There's so much. And so, for those not
Season 1.
knowing about Pedro, just go look up Pidro on your app, on your Apple, and come face Puppy Tracks over here. That's
My boy said
yeah,
puppy track.
Come see Puppy
And you
Tracks
go
if you
get
really
dealt
want
with
it.
on
Puppy
Pedro.
track.
Puppy Tracks?
Just look,
His
just look for
percentage
the
is
Tiger
probably
King.
about like 51.
Yeah, check out his
Look for the
percentage
Tiger
though.
King
Check
after
out the
he got
percentage on
released from
Puppy
prison.
Track.
51.
That's his profile picture. The Tiger King after he was
Puppy
released from
track.
prison.
On the Pedro app.
Updated, bro.
Oh,
I updated on that profile picture. Nobody knows who I am anymore.
well, now they do.
Well,
Go
Back in it.
look for
Y'all
puppy
don't
track.
at me or DM me or nothing.
When you're that bad, that's how it goes.
So, Pedro at the camp. What about music at the camp? Y'all touch on that a lot in season 1. I mean, that's important, right? We got a big music culture down
It's
here.
part of
right?
our culture.
I
Dude,
would
that
say
is my
80%
favorite
of the
thing.
time is swamp pop. After 10,
It turns a little.
Little rap, little ratchet, little
hip-hop,
bootsy,
little
little
say
bootsy,
ratchet.
you know?
Louisiana.
It goes
Lil
different
Wayne,
places.
you know.
Want to be a baller?
I can say this. On season 2, we made a intentional push to reserve thousands of dollars in the budget to only represent Louisiana musicians throughout the show. And so you see them from blues to folk to rap to old school to new school, everything in between on all episodes. And they're all Louisiana musicians because we didn't want the show just to taste like Louisiana. We didn't just want it to see like Louisiana or to look like it. We want to hear like
Sound like it,
Louisiana,
baby.
sound
Feel
like
like
it.
it.
Right.
And the only way we know how to do that was through the music. And so we made an intentional effort to bring in on all 8 episodes Louisiana musicians, and we got a Spotify playlist with all the, not just the musicians that are on the show, but ones that inspired the show and ones that we looked at trying to put on it. And so that's, again, just another way that we said, in all facets, in all senses, how can we most represent Louisiana the best? We know music had to be a part of it.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Well,
it
y'all
with the
did it,
camp.
man, because, like, let me tell you something. When I'm watching that show, I feel like it's 94.9 The Gumbo on
Yes,
Saturday
it.
morning. And I'm cooking some eggs.
You don't ever
And
get
I
in
love it.
You don't ever get in his truck without that thing being
Yeah,
on.
3 o'clock because his boss is out of town.
Hey, Papa some tops, brother. Got some headaches.
Swamp popping and Papa topping, my friend. Oh,
You don't ever
yeah.
get in Jesse's truck without that on.
That's the happiest dude to stay at work till 3.
Yeah, man. I know. Yeah, I know y'all hit on a bunch of them in season 1. Nuck Knew and the Wild My Twos, which were really good friends of ours, and the list goes on. And I'm glad y'all continue that in season 2 because I mean that's the camp, right? You
That's
crank
what we're
it-
doing. The
Crank
music's
that
cranked
to
up.
11 and start hanging out, drinking some beer.
The best is when you
that.
do a Facebook
Crank that.
comment and you get the shout out. Oh, I got my boys at the Hoboville. Papa Toppin.
I got some bobos in the head
We
over
got
there,
the
boy.
comment. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's like doing like that to the big truck, you know?
Yeah, and they play
do
it
it.
for you. He called out on the radio.
Nothing better than that.
All right. Well, we've been on the air for quite a while, or live on YouTube, air, whatever. Final couple of questions. I know we touched on food, favorite thing to cook, everything like that. Favorite Louisiana, we ask this to every guest. Favorite Cajun dish, only had to eat this the rest of your life. What would it be?
Really?
I got it.
I'm ready.
I got it.
I'm ready.
Last meal, last meal,
Last
boys.
meal?
Last meal. Let's say that.
If I'm doing it, crawfish etouffee.
That's my man.
My mama's rice and gravy.
Ooh. Ooh. Shout out to
Oh, the
mom.
rest of our life. I'm not doing last. I'll do rest. I need jambalaya. I
Jambalaya?
need that every day.
My man.
I'm gonna go last meal.
What's different?
No, he just said like you. But
Yeah,
what
we
are we
changed
doing?
it up.
Last meal, rest of our life.
I'll say last meal.
Last meal.
That's two different things.
Okay,
meal?
so
Still rice and gravy.
I used to say my mom's seafood and gumbo, but after Junior's sauce pecan, I'm gonna go with sauce pecan. That's my last meal.
What kind of sauce
Changing the
pecan?
chef's mind.
Plug that.
What kind though? What kind of sauce pecan?
This is a fresh from the cul-de-sac bayou in Gibson catfish sauce pecan.
Hey. Me and Junior have jug line before with some freshwater
caught a
cat.
bull shark.
We caught a bull shark.
Like half a mile from where the camp's at.
Absolutely. Yeah, I almost
still
got
got a
my
picture on my
finger.
phone.
I almost got my fingers
That's weird.
cut off.
Y'all shouldn't be catching sharks.
Trust me, I was very surprised.
He was ready to grab it. He was like,
Hit me with it.
Brett
wanna
Ross
go-
Yeah.
was like, no, shark. He was like, shark? No,
Shark
it's not a
over here.
shark.
Can't be a shark.
Hey, people are over this story.
Piku, what you eating?
I want to go pasta so bad because I love pasta, but I'm going barbecue shrimp.
Ooh, solid choice.
All right, Bubble Gum. That's what I'm talking about.
Solid choice. Solid
gotta-
choice.
Wait, with some grits?
I can do some grits.
Yeah, with some.
I gotta have some fresh French bread to dip in that.
For sure.
I got it.
I'm gonna feed off of that because I want something rich, make me fall asleep. I'm going crawfish fettuccine.
Ooh,
That's a
yeah,
new one.
that's a
Hey,
first.
That's a new one.
That's a
Al
first.
and Manny, I want to hear
Going
it.
night-night.
Manny, what's y'all?
What y'all got?
And Noah.
Well, y'all been talking about sauce pecans, and let me tell you something. One of the best meals I ever had in my life, and it's because I was really hungry and ate all day, was a rabbit sauce pecan. And right now, that's what I'm feeling. My last meal will be a rabbit sauce pecan.
I feel that.
I've answered this question before, and I'll stick to it. I love fried shrimp. Fried shrimp's probably my favorite Cajun dish any way it comes. But if last meal, last thing I want to eat, chicken stew, potato salad.
Oh,
Chicken
lovely.
stew, and
Dark.
especially dark, like from my mom, like rude,
Hey,
100%.
green beans.
100%.
Lot of beans, lot of
On the
beans or
side
what?
And we've had the butter beans in the comments.
yeah,
and
smell the butter.
I'm chicken stew and potato salad. That's it. That's my favorite Cajun.
that's
I don't know.
nothing wrong
I don't
with
really
that.
know if that's Cajun. I don't know if Chef. Does anybody else cook that up north?
if you're gonna
Chicken
call
stew.
something smothered,
Yeah,
That's Cajun.
we gonna stick on that one.
Chicken stew is my favorite.
look. And when I say smothered to the culinary community, they like, you kill someone. Like, you a murderer? And I'm like, no, bro, I mean chicken, dog. Like, it's about the chicken.
Put the lid
Look
on.
it up.
Put the lid on and go with low.
Yeah, bro, all
Brown
day
some onions and cover that up.
in that little Magnolite pot of that black art. God,
Well, guys,
get
look,
you right.
closing comments. What do y'all want to leave the people with about season 2, about Duck Camp Dinners, about anything in general? Leave us with something.
Look,
Plug it up.
if you ain't watched Duck Camp Dinners yet, you need to go watch it. Season 1 Media YouTube channel. But Fridays, season 2, episode 1, August 12th on Media YouTube channel. For all those folks watching live in Houma and Terrebonne parishes and beyond, Friday night we're having a viewing party at Rox's in Thibodaux, Louisiana. all are welcome. There is no list. There is no text message. There's no this and that. We made duck camp dinners for the people
At the
here
Rocks.
in South Louisiana, not for the elitists. And so you just show up with what you got on 7 p.m. and we're going to watch season 1 together in celebration of all that is good of South Louisiana on Friday
That's
at
awesome
8 o'clock.
that y'all did. I saw that post the other day, and that's pretty cool too. No open invitation to the world of social media. I love it. Anybody else got anything to say? Really appreciate y'all coming on, guys. It's been fun. Glad we finally got to do this, and tune in to season 2 and watch these boys all season long and support them. Go hunt some ducks. Go rooty some chicken, whatever you got to do.
Smother that.
Smother that.
Like onions and all.
Plug that,
Smother
brown
that.
that, baby.
That's it. And for Spill Liquor Productions, we out, baby.